The Greek parliament has backed plans for a referendum on international creditors' terms for a new bailout. The 5th July referendum was called by PM Alexis Tsipras, who opposes further budget cuts. He urged voters to deliver a resounding no to the package. Eurozone partners have criticized Greece's referendum announcement and rejected its request to extend the bailout program beyond June 30. Greece could default on a 1.6 bn, 1.1 bn IMF repayment due on that day. There are fears the country may leave the euro and that its economy may collapse without new bailout funds. Mr. Tsipras's motion on a referendum easily won the backing in the 300-member-strong parliament, with at least 179 MPs voting yes in the early hours of Sunday. Speaking just before the vote, Mr. Tsipras described the creditors' proposal as an insulting ultimatum and said an emphatic no vote on July 5 would strengthen Greece's negotiating position. His government had earlier rejected the creditors' offer of a 5-month extension to Greece's bailout program in exchange for reforms. On Saturday, Eurozone finance ministers rejected the Greek proposal for the bailout extension beyond Tuesday's deadline. A Eurogroup statement said Greece had broken off negotiations over a new bailout deal unilaterally. Analysis: Chris Morris, BBC News, Brussels. It's never over till it's over. But it feels like the end is perilously close. The breakdown in talks between Greece and its creditors has to be seen as a failure. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. It is also a massive gamble on all sides, and a possible turning point in the history of the Eurozone. There will still be those working feverishly behind the scenes for compromise, but in effect neither side has blinked yet. When the Greek government thought it had made substantial concessions at the beginning of the week, the creditors said it simply wasn't enough. And while no one can say for certain that Greece will leave the Eurozone, this is already uncharted territory. Much will depend on the outcome of the referendum called by PM Alexis Tsipras, if it takes place on schedule. And much will also depend on the European Central Bank, and whether it believes it can still allow funds to flow, to prevent banks in Greece from collapsing.